80% from beyond the arc. Leon Rice has done a great job again this season, his 8th year with the Broncos. 20 wins in 7 of his 8 years at Boise State. As we get set to go with a spot in the Mountain West semifinals on the line. Before tip-off, Steve, let's hit your keys to the game.
Well, Utah State plays a very slow tempo. They're 282 in tempo. They want to keep this thing slow. They've got to protect the glass. Boise State, one of the best rebounding teams in the country. For Boise State, make threes. They make over 9 a game, which is very, very important. And they've got to contain the M&M boys. Used to be Maris and Mantle, but it's Maryland McEwen here.
Tonight's officials, Mike Reed, Deldre Carr, Sean Lehigh, as we're underway. Boise State with the ball in the white uniforms. Broncos at 23-7 record this year. Good ball movement here. It leads to Chris Sangfelder knocking it down from deep.
They are a terrific offensive team. They pass the ball well, and they love to space out. Every guy, except for Haney, can make threes on a regular basis, and he's made a couple this year.
That's their 290th three of the year. The school record for a season is 297, so the Broncos are closing in, and we have our first foul call. It's going to go on Justinian Jessup.
Well, take a look at this first set here. First of all, look at the great spacing. 4 guys outside the three-point line. They double the post, and right away, Haney looks to the weak side of the floor. Very well schooled in offense, this team.
Here's Kobe McEwen. Over to Dwayne Brown Jr. His 3 is off the mark, and Boise State clears it off the glass. Lexus Williams up ahead with the left hand, off glass for 2.
Boy, this kid has been really, really good for them.
And then off the inbound, Boise State applying pressure, and a foul called on Utah State.
The redshirt senior, Lexus Williams, transferred from Valparaiso, can take it to the basket. He's been a great addition as point guard for this program.
And he got a hand on the inbound and was fouled. So the ball goes back to the Broncos, already up 5-0. And Chandler Hutchison will inbound.
You know, we talked to Leon Rice for a while before the game, and what did he say, Andrew? He said, I really feel my guys are ready. Well, they certainly have. And you know, a lot of times we were joking about how sometimes you think they're ready and they're not. Well, I think his guys are really ready the way he said they were.
This is a Boise State team that comes into Vegas with something to prove. They've lost in the quarterfinal round in 5 of their 7 Mountain West tournaments. Lost in their first game each of the last 2 years. They've never been to the championship game of the Mountain West tournament. So they come in here with a little chip on their shoulder this week for sure.
Chandler Hutchison tried a little park thing there. The man guarding him out of bounds wasn't looking, and he threw it off his back and almost paid the price. Another three-point shot.
Number 3 with the 3, and Boise State runs out to an 8-0 lead as Jessup connects from deep.
Well, Jessup, number 8 in the country in three-point percentage. This guy can really shoot it.
That's a 2 for Brown, and he puts Utah State on the board. Dwayne Brown Jr. out of Conyers, Georgia. He had 15 points, 8 rebounds in yesterday's first round game against Colorado State. So the Aggies have already played a game here in Vegas this week, knocking off number 10 Colorado State yesterday here at the Thomas & Mack Center. Another 3 for Sangfelder, his second here in the first 2 minutes, and Tim Duryea has seen enough. Timeout Aggies. Already 3 threes in the early going for the Broncos. (11-2) in favor of Boise State as they try to move on to the Mountain West Tournament semifinals. Already 3 threes, including 2 from Chris Sangfelder.
You know, I wasn't in the Utah State locker room before the game, but I know Tim Duryea told his guys we have to defend the three-point line.
This is very similar to yesterday for Utah State. 10 minutes in, they trailed 20-5 against Colorado State. Coach Duryea said we just came out flat. Thought they would learn their lesson as Sam Merrill hits the three.
These two sophomore guards are terrific. Sam Merrill and Kobe McEwen, really good at doing everything on the floor. Pass, dribble, shoot, and defend.
Here's Hutchison. Going baseline on Merrill. Can't get around him. Passes it out to Lexus Williams. And now a foul as Dwayne Brown runs into Hutchison.
But Hutchison's going to be a tough cover for Merrill. Not that Merrill's not a good defensive player, he is, but he's given away a few inches and some length to Chandler Hutchison.
Yeah, Chandler Hutchison had 2 big games against Utah State this year. Averaged 22 points per game in the 2, including 28 in Logan. And Sangfelder took his eye off the ball. A turnover by the Broncos. Sangfelder, the transfer from Fordham, in his first and only season here with Boise State, native of Germany, and he's been a great addition for Leon Rice's squad this season.
I mean, Leon Rice always likes having a stretch 4, and that's exactly what Sangfelder is. He's a stretch 4. Great cut.
And Taylor finishes. Quinn Taylor, the junior out of Houston, cuts the deficit down to 4. So far out of that timeout, the Aggies have responded. Hutchison on the baseline, his first bucket of the day. And a turnover by Brown. Here comes Williams. Hutchison through the paint, back out Williams for 3. It's good. Already the 4th triple for the Broncos. They are 4 of 4 from deep. Less than 4 minutes in. Underneath the basket, McEwen missed it, and Sangfelder takes it down. As you pointed out, Steve, Boise State on paper has a big advantage on the glass. Sangfelder again, not this time. First time the Broncos have missed from deep today.
And you know, in the 2 games, one of the games, Utah State did out-rebound them, and they're much smaller than Boise State and not nearly as good a rebounding team.
Merrill's jumper won't go. Offensive rebound, Taylor. Back out Merrill. Now McEwen steps into a 3. Halfway down and out, and here comes Jessup.
Now you can see the pace that Boise State wants. They are really good. Ever since Leon Rice has been there, they've been terrific at making transition 3s. They want to push it up and get to that 3-point line.
Broncos lead by 9. Haney, nice pass. Hutchison's fouled hard, and he will go to the line when we come back. What a start for the 2nd-seeded Boise State Broncos. Getting it done from deep. They already have 4 threes. You're watching Bracket Week, presented by Kubota.
Boise State leading Utah State by 9, but it's this three-point shooting. 4 out of 5 from the three-point line. They average almost 10 threes a game. There's a little bit too much of a start for Utah State to give up to Boise State right now. They've got to get back on defense. They've got to find people, and they got to locate these kids because they shoot it.
We met with Leon Rice before the game for a while. We talked about the bubble for a long time. He knows they're on it. He's trying not to focus on it with his team. Just said go out and win, try to get the automatic bid. But here's their resume, an RPI of 38. The strength of schedule, not great, as you can see. And their key wins, Oregon, Loyola Chicago, which won the Missouri Valley, and San Diego State.
Well, you know, it's funny. Everybody says that St. Mary's, for example, of the West Coast Conference is in. They have an RPI of 41. Nobody even questions that. And we have Boise State, who's 2-2 in Tier 1. You have St. Mary's, who's 2-1 in Tier 1. Now, they have a win at Gonzaga, which is obviously worth a lot, but Boise State has more Tier 2 wins. I think they're really, really close. There's no question they cannot lose this game today, no matter whether they're in now or not. They can't lose this game because they'll be out if they lose this game.
I thought Leon Rice brought up an interesting point. How are they going to grade their quadrant victories against a team like, let's say, Syracuse, that has a bunch of quadrant 1 losses? Yes, they may have more quadrant 1 wins, but they have a ton of opportunities that they've lost.
And that's a big question that the committee's going to have to answer. How are they going to deal with Notre Dame? You know, who had Bonzi Colson out for the whole year. What are we supposed to assume? They would have won those games if he played. So there's a lot of things that have to be decided here, and there always is in these last couple of days.
Deron Henson makes the jumper. Now, while we were away in commercial, they changed a foul from earlier in the half, and they gave it to Sam Merrill. So right now, Merrill is playing with 2 fouls. How about keeping him in here, Coach?
Well, I don't know why. I might keep him in. I think you got to take him out for a few minutes, and you certainly got to get him off of Chandler Hutchison in terms of defense, because Hutchison is a driver and will draw fouls on him. I guess Tim Duryea is looking at this like, this is a danger moment right now, that we got to keep him in the game. We're down 9. We got to get back in this thing. And if we get back in, then I'll take him out for a couple minutes. And he's still guarding Chandler Hutchison. That part I would change.
There was a foul on Quinn Taylor, the 4th team foul for Utah State here in the first half. And now Hutchison returns the favor as he's called for an offensive foul.
And that was pretty good defense by a kid who's got 2 fouls. And if he had gotten his 3rd there, he'd be gone for the entire half. So I give him credit for a gutsy, great defensive play.
A 9-point Boise State lead.
And Boise State is also a very good defensive team. They're number 34 in defensive efficiency, so this team can guard you too.
Merrill is wide open. And he can't make Boise State pay. Henson misses in close. They're still fighting for it. Now Hutchinson grabs it. Oh, Sam Merrill had a wide open look. In conference games this year, he leads the Mountain West, shooting 53% from deep.
How about Boise State's the best defensive rebounding team in the country by percentage? Number 1, they've given up 2 offensive rebounds in this game already to Utah State, who's much smaller.
Sophomore Marcus Dickinson called for a travel, so the ball goes back to the Aggies. Substitutions for Utah State as Alex Dargenton checks in, and Merrill remaining on the floor with the 2 fouls.
My guess is if they get within 4, he's coming out.
Merrill straightaway 3. Count it. Missed the wide open one last trip, not this time for Sam Merrill.
Well, Andrew's shooting like 53%, I believe, in Mountain West Conference games. He's been unbelievable from the 3-point line.
Tops in the league as on the other end, it's Robin George laying it in for 2. Junior out of Berlin. Ewan was wide open. Merrill didn't locate him. Now a cross-court pass, and we have a whistle inside. And that's going to go on Chandler Hutchison.
Well, you take a look here. This is a great roll to the basket and a miscommunication from Utah State. They lose George.
Hutchison just picked up his 2nd foul. And Leon Rice is not going to mess around with that as he removes his star player, Hutchison. Merrill catch and shoot. Another one halfway down and out, and the rebound to the Broncos.
They also have a much better bench. Matter of fact, they got the 6th man of the year in Hobbs, who just came in, number 34.
He's got the ball here, and he missed it off glass. George offensive rebound, and it poked away by Dargenton. and it will stay with the Broncos.
You feel a little better when you're bringing in the top 6 man in the conference who averaged 9 points a game coming in off the bench.
Diogo Brito got a hand on that one to knock it out. But it stays with the Broncos. Their lead is 8. Williams to the hoop for 2. Alexis Williams giving the Broncos a double-digit lead.
You know what we're seeing in this game so far, Andrew? We're seeing threes and layups. And that's the way the game of basketball, that's how you want to play offensively nowadays. The mid-range stuff is gone. Make threes and make layups.
Yeah, Henson, to your point, had a mid-range jumper he was looking at there. He stepped back to attempt a 3 and missed it. But Boise State cannot convert on the other end, and here comes Kobe McEwen. McEwen threw it to nobody. Tracked down in the corner. Shot clock does not reset. 15 to shoot for the Aggies. George got a hand on that one, out of bounds. Last touched by Utah State.
That was really good defense by George. He got back to his man very quickly after hedging that screen, and that's why he was able to break that up and make it go off a Utah State player.
And now Tim Duryea takes out Sam Merrill with the 2 fouls. He'll get a breather. 12:15 to go.
I'm a little surprised that we haven't seen any zone. And, you know, just because they shoot threes doesn't mean you can't play zone.
Here's Zach Haney trying to muscle his way down low. Turnaround shot is short.
And Utah State plays a pretty good matchup zone about 20% of the time.
Brown attacking under the hoop, and he puts it in. Second bucket of the half for Dwayne Brown, who averages 9 points per game. Hobbs' pass deflected by Brito, but right to Alexis Williams. Haney, another turnaround, and this time he's on the mark.
He loves going to that left shoulder. You got to make him go the other way. He really forced his way going in that direction.
Perry triple, yes. Julian Perry, who yesterday scored a season-high 14 points, knocks down the 3, just his 11th 3 of the year, although to his credit, he's missed a lot of time this year because of injuries. 16 games. He sat out because of calf and ankle injuries. He missed all of November, and then after coming back, re-injured himself and missed all of January.
That time, much better job taking that left shoulder away.
8 on the shot clock for the Broncos. Haney again. That shot is short, and it's taken down by Quinn Taylor. Nearly a steal by Haney, and now McEwen will set up the Utah State offense. A team that's won 2 in a row after a bumpy month of February that saw the Aggies go 1-5. McEwen, that's a 2, and it's good. For Kobe McEwen, his first field goal of the day.
Really strong body. That was all strength of the legs and upper body.
He had a game high 25 in the win over Colorado State yesterday. Hobbs baseline. Runs into a lot of traffic, and the Utah State takes it away. Aggies have cut it down to 5. They've got the ball. And now a travel called on Diogo Brito. 9:40 to go first half. Boise State's lead is 5 as Sam Merrill and the Aggies have cut into this deficit here in Vegas.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Blue Thunder Pep Band, the Boise State Spirit Squad, and Buster.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by... and by AT&T. College basketball on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Kubota. Visit KubotaUSA.com today. By Wall, the brand used by professionals. Visit wallgrooming.com. And by AT&T.
Welcome back to Las Vegas. Mountain West Tournament quarterfinals. Boise State leads Utah State by 5 as we take a look at tonight's Reese's player profile. And Sam Merrill already with a team high 6 points tonight. Yesterday in the first round, he had 11 against Colorado State, but look at what he's done from deep for the season, 45%, third best in the Mountain West.
Yeah, and he's 10th in the nation in three-point percentage. He's number 2 in the league in minutes per game. Number 3 in made threes, makes 3.5 threes per game. This kid can really shoot it. He's got a great career ahead of him, only a sophomore. Good size, physical kid, 6'5", strong.
And Steve, they just changed the foul situation for Merrill once again, and they bumped him down to 1 foul. So clearly some confusion as he's gone from 1 to 2 and now back to 1.
Wow, that's huge. No wonder he's came back in pretty quick.
Jessup misses the 3. There was some confusion in the Nevada game as well earlier today. And the Wolfpack's win over UNLV. But Merrill, the good news for Utah State, has just 1 foul now. Nine minutes to go first half. McEwen, deep 3. As we check in with Evan Washburn.
Well, guys, just a quick note, Utah State, that last huddle, Tim Duryea and Coach, he didn't mention zone. His priority was more on this type of defensive breakdown, and he feels like his fours and fives are completely lost off ball right now.
Well, he's right. I mean, they're getting to the basket way too easy. Boise State now goes to his zone. You know what? But when you're not defending the ball well, that's what zones are good for. You have guys packed in and you don't get beat off the dribble. It might be worth a try.
Brown cuts to the hoop, misses in tight, and here comes Williams. Williams end-to-end around Merrill. Wild shot, Haney takes it away. Good ball movement again. Williams, baseline, reverse is nowhere close, but he's fouled.
Wow, that was a foul. You know, it's going to be interesting to see, is Leon Rice going to keep Chandler Hutchison out with these 2 fouls for the entire half? He's a senior. I like bringing him back in for a couple of minutes. That's, wow, there's no foul there. I mean, that's a bailout and a half.
And that's the second on Dwayne Brown Jr.
That's really bad. That's a bad call. I'm sorry.
Well, the toughest sport on dirt takes the stage Sunday night at 6 Eastern for the Duluth Invitational. 25th PBR Unleash the Beast series continues right here on CBS Sports Network. You just unleashed the beast on the official there.
Well, it drives me nuts when you bail a kid out who's taking a shot that has not even any chance of going in a million years. You call a foul, it's not there.
Pushes the Boise State lead to 8 with 8 to go in the first half.
And I'm surprised Tim Duryea didn't go crazy. That was right in front of him. Maybe that's only my personality. Not everybody. I guess that's how I assume it is.
7 on the shot clock. Merrill for 3. Man, that's the 3rd time for Merrill. He's had a shot go halfway down and out.
And that was bad defense by Jessup to leave him that alone.
Williams, he's been able to penetrate in deep.
Yeah, you know what? When he has you backpedaling, he's so fast that he just runs right up your chest, and it's hard to stop him.
He's already in double figures with 10 points. Lexus Williams has surpassed his season average of 9.3 per game.
Well, you know, he's been playing a lot better lately.
Henson doesn't get the roll.
They're really pushing this pace. That's a bad pass.
And Williams, the turnover. McEwen up ahead all alone. And the jam for Kobe McEwen.
See, Lexus Williams made a bad decision there. He's giving it to one of his big guys on the run. Even if he catches that ball, Zengfeld is going to have trouble, like, just getting his feet set and not traveling.
That one goes off the foot of Brito. It'll be Boise State basketball when we come back.
Kobe McEwen, one of the best in the league, trying to keep the Aggies in there. Down 8.
Just remember, when you want to see a show, bravo! Once again, USU Pep Band and the Spirit Squad.
We got more basketball coming up next on CBS Sports Network. As soon as Boise State and Utah State are done, shortly thereafter, it's number 3 New Mexico against number 6 Wyoming for a spot in the semifinals. That game will be the late one tomorrow night. Lexus Williams.
Well, the transfer from Valparaiso's been terrific. 10 points already, 3 assists, 3 rebounds. He's in attack mode in transition, and as I said before, when you're backpedaling and he's coming at you, he does not stop. Very athletic, very smart player. Great addition for Leon Rice.
Already has 10 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and a well-deserved breather on the bench right now for Williams as the Broncos lead by 8 with 6:43 to go.
And his sub, Marcus Dickinson, is going to be a very good player. He's a 6'2" sophomore. I like him too. They play together a lot also.
Wow, and a foul called on Deron Henson for Utah State. It's their 6th team foul, so the Broncos will shoot the rest of the half. Here's Dickinson for 3, too strong, and the rebound underneath a foul is called on Robin George.
That's a great box out by Quinn Taylor that time.
First foul on George, and team foul number 4 on Boise State. It's the first time these two teams have met in the postseason since 2011, when they were in the WAC together. They met in the championship game back then, with Utah State winning. McEwen for 3. And the rebound to Hobbs.
I'll tell you, I think Maryland and McEwen are getting a lot of good looks.
As Hobbs is fouled on the drive.
I think Boise State's giving them a lot of good looks that they're missing. And really, Utah State doesn't have anything inside in terms of scoring. You got to get out on those perimeter guys and know where those two guys are every second.
McEwen and Merrill have combined for 10 points in the first half, but 2 of 7 from deep, and a number of those attempts, as you pointed out, were pretty open.
Yeah, I think they're getting pretty good looks. If they keep getting looks like that, they're going to get back in this game quick.
1-1 for Hobbs, and he knocks in the front end, an 86% free throw shooter. What a season it's been for the sophomore out of LaPorte, Texas. The Mountain West coaches named him the 6th man of the year. He's come off the bench all but 2 games this year, averaging just under 9 points per game.
Yet to be eligible for the 6th man award, you can't have started more than 5 games, I believe.
As you pointed out, Boise State has a strong bench for Leon Rice, and Hobbs is a big part of it. Henson catch and shoot, and that one goes down for Deron Henson, the redshirt freshman out of Pasadena, California.
You know, normally Boise State's a pretty solid defensive team, but I don't think their defense, even though they're up in this game 8 points, I don't think their defense has been great.
And a foul called on the Broncos.
We'll take a look at this great spacing by Utah State. You get the ball to that area against the zone, good things will always happen.
Sangfelder called for an illegal screen, so the ball goes back to the Aggies, who have such a great home court advantage in Logan. They went 11-4 at home this season, but they struggled away from home. Just 2-11 on the road this year for Utah State.
Yeah, Boise State's got to do a better job right there. Great pass fake.
18-footer won't go, and Jessup clears.
That was a nice pass fake, and that's why McEwen was so open there.
Jessup does a good job on the glass. The guard averaging just under 5 rebounds per game. Hobbs' 3 is off the mark. Out of bounds to Utah State with 4:44 to go in the first. Zach Haney re-enters for Boise State, as George will go back to the bench. A Boise State team that has tied for 4th in school history for most wins in a season. The school record is 25, so Boise State has a chance to match or even surpass that here this week in Vegas. Broncos basketball. Tim Duryea in his 3rd season after spending 14 years as an assistant at Utah State, promoted to head coach. So he's been with the Aggies since 2001. Haney to a cutting Hobbs. Soft glass for 2.
That's a really good pass. The double team came, and Haney looked at his teammate. Hobbs was diving, which is what you want to do, dive to the basket, and Haney was able to get it to him. Great pass.
Hobbs already has 6 points as Henson's shot rolls around and out, and here comes Dickinson. And another illegal screen called on the Broncos. Actually, it's a push-off this time, but either way, it's going to be on Zach Haney, his first. Timeout with 3:47 to go. Broncos looking good as you're watching Kubota Bracket Week here on CBS Sports Network.
Why? Because everybody in these 2 sections needs to stand up, put your hands up, and look up. There's free porta subs coming down. First on 11, Zach Haney of Boise State. His first.
Get ready for the big game and score with sliced fresh subs this season from Porter Subs. Wow your friends and family at your next sports gathering when you order catering at Porter Subs. With an assortment of sub trays, sliced meat and cheese trays, fruit and veggie trays, wraps, salads, and dessert trays, your guests might just forget about the game. For subs that the biggest fans, visit PortaSubs.com or use the PortaSubs app for your game day solutions.
And once again, the Blue Thunder Pep Band and Boise State Spirit Squad.
Beautiful night in Las Vegas as the Broncos lead the Aggies by 10. Coming up on AT&T at the half, we'll go back to New York. Dana Jacobson, Wally Zerbiak, and John Rothstein. We'll get you caught up on all the latest scores, highlights, and conference tournament updates. It's all coming up on AT&T at the half. Busy day in college basketball as we take a look at the bubble watch. Kansas State, big win in overtime against TCU. Alabama, Colin Sexton won a play at the buzzer end-to-end to beat Texas A&M. And Louisville, right around the same RPI as Boise State, had a great opportunity today, but could not beat Virginia.
I think of all these, the team that helped themselves the most was Alabama. Kansas State and TCU, I think, were safely in before today. Alabama really needed that one, and that was some shot by Colin Sexton at the buzzer against A&M.
Special player for Avery Johnson and the Crimson Tide, and now they'll play their rival Auburn in the SEC tournament. Dargington guarded by Haney. Dargington missed it. Another rebound for Jessup. That's his fourth of the first half. Hobbs for three. Yes! Hobbs already has 9 points in the first half.
I mean, there's a big difference in terms of the depth that Boise State has versus the depth that Utah State has.
5 first half threes for the Broncos. Merrill trying to answer, and he does. Third triple for Sam Merrill. Both these teams love to shoot the three, and you've seen that on display here in the first half. Jessup dribbles out of the corner. Now on the wing, puts up a floater. It's no good. And here comes Kobe McEwen for Utah State, the sophomore out of Toronto. 11 on 11 again. Dargington, Haney. Dargington traveled. Turnover by Utah State. That's their 7th.
Well, take a look at Sam Merrill here and the way he moves. The way he moves without the ball, you're going to see right here. He does a great job of setting a back screen and then popping back out. Great move there. You know, I used to tell our guys, the more screens you set, the more shots you get. That's a great way to get kids to start screening because they see that you create confusion and you end up being by yourself.
Inside 2 minutes to go in the first half. Taylor was calling for help. Haney's got the advantage, and his shot is short. That's happened a number of times here for Haney in the first half, so the lead remains 10 for Boise State. Here's a 3 for Perry. It's good. Julian Perry now 2 for 2 from deep.
That's a big bonus what they're getting from Perry.
He's got 6 points.
And I agree. Coach Duryea went into the zone now.
Williams, yes. A dozen for Lexus Williams. And Boise State calls timeout with 1:06 to go in the first half. Julian Perry providing a spark for the Aggies.
Yeah, but they got to find him. He's sitting there by himself. That looks like it's a shooting drill or something.
Great job by all the schools bringing their bands here to Las Vegas this week. The Utah State Pep Band giving us some atmosphere here with 1:06 to go in the first half. And the Aggies trailing 38-29.
And Boise State's been using this 1-2-2 3/4 court a little bit in this game. You got to know what Merrill and McEwen are.
Hard screen by Taylor Perry around it, but he missed. And now a difference of 12 seconds between the game clock and the shot clock here in the first half. Williams directing traffic, now hands off for Dickinson.
That zone went into a man-to-man.
And a foul called on Merrill. It'll be a 1-and-1 as Merrill now has picked up his second foul.
Yeah, that's a bad foul.
So Leon Rice selected not to bring Chandler Hutchison back in after he picked up that second foul. And to Boise State's credit, their bench has really picked up Hutchison.
Yeah, and that's why he's kept him out, because the bench has done so well. Why not? On the other hand, how is Hutchison going to play in the second half, I think is a question, because he's going to have sat out like 12 or 13 minutes. Now, he's a senior, so he's the kind of guy that should be prepared to be able to come in and be ready to play again, but we'll see.
1-and-1 for Williams. Williams has now made 13 consecutive free throws. He's shooting 87% from the line this season. Sangfelder will head to the bench. 6 points in the first half for the senior out of Germany, as Williams has one more free throw. And he keeps his streak rolling, now 14 in a row. Shot clock is turned off with 22.5 to play in the first.
Boise State coming with the full court pressure now.
Boise State has committed 6 team fouls in the first half, so if they foul here late, it will send Utah State to the line. It's McEwen with 10 seconds to go. Over to Merrill, deep three. It's good! And there's the buzzer. Big shot by Merrill, his 4th three of the half.
A set play. It's almost like the play they ran just before that, where he faked the screen that time. And watch him here. He made like he was going to screen for McEwen, and they totally lose him. Great job by Merrill moving with that. Look at, he faked the back screen, pops out, and they just lose him. Great play.
Evan Washburn is with Leon Rice.
Well, Leon, let's start with the threes, just because it's all about defense, guys. He's going to go zone on makes. He'll go man on misses here in this second half. Again, I mentioned it at one point. He wants a lot more out of his 4 and 5 guys. He feels like they're completely lost off ball a lot of the time. Also, make the ball handler, in this case, Lexus Williams' job a lot more difficult. He feels good about what they're doing offensively, started to hit shots down the stretch.
Well, I think that's a good point, because I think changing up defensively, I think Boise State's in a pretty good groove offensively in terms of moving the ball and attacking. I think changing up possession to possession, man and zone, might keep them a little more off balance.
The teams combined to make 11 threes in the first half. Boise State leads by 8 as the second half is underway. The winner advances to the Mountain West semis tomorrow, and a good start as Quinn Taylor has the jam.
Well, that's the 3rd time where they faked the screen and slipped to the basket and got a layup.
Here's Hutchison, limited to 7 minutes in the first half because of 2 fouls. See if he shows any signs of rust here to start the second. It's 7 on the shot clock. Williams with 3 to the hoop, had it knocked away, and a foul is called. That's going to go on Quinn Taylor.
Well, you take a look at Quinn Taylor right here. He's going to fake a screen. He's going to make like he's screening. Instead of screening, he just slips to the basket. No help on the weak side from Boise State. Pretty good movement without the ball.
But he just picked up his second foul on the other end. It sends Williams back to the line, where he's now made 15 in a row. Williams has had a flair for the dramatic this year for Boise State. Had the half-court game winner in their victory at Oregon in early December, and then he had the game-tying 3 at the buzzer in regulation against Grand Canyon, a game Boise State went on to win in 2 overtimes. So he has made some big shots for the Broncos this season. He's now got 16 points.
And Boise State's been playing a lot of this zone, second latter part of it. That's a great shot.
Wow. Merrill again from deep. That's his 5th 3.
They played this zone the latter part of the first half and now in the second half.
Merrill's career high is 7 threes. He's inching closer. Hutchinson trying to answer. That shot is short. And bringing it up the floor is Kobe McEwen. He highlighted his first half struggles, just 2 for 7. This jumper doesn't go his way either. Williams turnaround off the side of the rim, and Merrill will carry it up and across into the front court for the Aggies, who've cut it down to 5. Brown for 3. It's good, and we've got a 1-possession game.
These two teams played 2 wars during the season where they split very close games.
8th 3 of the night for Utah State, and they are within 2. Haney nowhere to go. Gives it to Jessup. Jessup trying to use the glass. No good. And Merrill has it again.
You know, after that first, 8 minutes, their offense has not been very good, Boise State. They started off really strong, but not so good in the half court recently.
Sangfelder on the drive, and he is fouled. But Utah State getting back in it from deep.
Well, one of the 2 great screens on the top of that zone. That's why Merrill was so open there. That was great execution. And then through the opposite corner to Brown, nobody there. Not a great 3-point shooter, but he knocked that one down.
The foul was on Quinn Taylor, and that's his 3rd. And Alex Dargenton is at the scorer's table. He's going to come get Taylor. Taylor, the only married player on Utah State. He was married last May to his wife, Kari.
You know, you pointed out before about Boise State hurting Utah State on the glass. But the one place they're not is it's not on offensive rebounding. They're just not giving up second shots.
Steal by Jessup. Takes it in strong and scores. Broncos back up by 6.
This 1-2-2 press has bothered them a little bit.
Tim Duryea calling out a play from the Utah State bench. Perry, 14-footer, no good, and a big rebound by Sangfelder. Williams wants to push. Williams, nice bounce pass to Haney. Reverse is no good. Merrill's calling for it on the other side of the court. McEwen instead drives in. He is fouled. And McEwen will go to the line.
Well, let's take a look at this pressure by Boise State. Take a look at Jessup. He reads the eyes of the passer and sees exactly where this ball is going to be passed. And that's a telegraphed pass. You always tell guys, read the eyes of the passer. And that's what Jessup did right there to Merrill.
Well, Chandler Hutchison was called for that last foul, so he picks up his 3rd with 16:35 to go.
You know, we talked about Andrew keeping him out those 13 minutes. He has not been right at the start of this second half. He's kind of out of this one right now.
Would you keep him in here?
I would keep him in. I would definitely keep him in.
3 fouls, 16 and a half to go. One more free throw for McEwen.
You got to get him in the flow somehow. And if you take him out again, he's not going to get in the flow. Now it's going to be even later in the game. Yeah, I keep him in. He's a senior. Should be able to play with 3.
He's got the ball here, guarded by Merrill. Goes right at Merrill, around him, and the shot won't drop. Hutchinson just 1 of 3 today from the floor
with 3 shots.
Merrill lost it, but Brown bails him out. Merrill slow to get up. Brown drives in the paint. Over Sangfelder, it's no good. And Sangfelder with the rebound. Tim Duryea was looking for a foul. Williams for 3. Yes! Oh, Alexis is driving it sweet tonight. He's got 19.
Doing a great job on their top 3 scorers, and Alexis Williams is killing them.
$15 and a half to go, an 8-point lead. Brown jumper, no, and the rebound, Haney.
They do get every defensive rebound.
Alexis Williams, not this time, and Hutchinson is fouled. Going up, he'll shoot 2 when we come back. Alexis Williams in cruise control right now for the Broncos. You're watching Bracket Week presented by Kubota.
Representing Boise State, make some noise for Steven. It's a simple contest. 30 seconds, whoever makes the most free throws gets a Buca de Beppo gift card. On your mark, get set, go! Steven is money right out of the box. Steven's got 1, Jake can't get it to go. 22 seconds left to go. Steven's got 2, Jake's still having trouble. Steven's got 3, he's on fire. Jake's got his first one. 3-1 in favor of Steven with 10 seconds left to go. Steven can't get it to go. Jake's having no luck. Still 3-1, 3-2, Jake is high. Oh, time is out. Steven is the winner. Boise State wins. You're going to get a gift card from Buca de Beppo. Italian restaurant and bar, the home of team dining, as the official partner of the Mountain West Conference and Mountain West Basketball. This is the official party between games tomorrow from 2 to 4 and from 11 to 1 on Saturday. Unlimited bikes and bottomless bar at the Excalibur Hotel and Casino upstairs in the gaming floor at Buca de Beppo. And now Utah State Spirit Squad.
Let's get an eye on the Mountain West, brought to you by Walls. Take a look at some of the tournament news and notes. And how about San Diego State? They won their 7th straight game today. They knocked off Fresno State, and now they'll play Nevada tomorrow, a team they just beat over the weekend.
Playing their best ball of the year. They had such an uneven February in particular. They beat Gonzaga back in December. I was there, and I saw the potential. Malik Pope playing better again now that he's come back from that suspension. So this team, very, very dangerous, very athletic, and they defend. And that's what they've gotten back to, that great defense that they played under Steve Fisher. They're now playing under Brian Dutcher.
Let's check in with Evan.
Well, guys, with Chandler Hutchinson at the line right now, in that last huddle, you can sense a bit of edge with the fact that he obviously had to sit for most of that first half, and he picks up that 3rd foul. And they're trying to avoid him getting frustrated. They obviously want to get him going in this second half. And the priority continues to be pushing with pace, and that being Lexus Williams. They feel like they had that advantage all night long.
Well, thank God for Lexus Williams for them, that's for sure.
He's got 19 points, 6 of 10 from the floor. 4 assists, 1 turnover for Williams as well.
But you just see how talented Chandler Hutchison is. So long, athletic. He glides on the floor. They've got to get him going. And on the other hand, for the Aggies, McEwen's got to get going.
McEwen's just 2 of 8. 2 on the shot clock. Brito, I don't know if he sees it. He throws it up, and he banks it in. Yeah, he had it the whole way. 51-43 with 14:40 to go.
And here's that Utah State zone. Got to get the ball into the foul line area. There's nobody there right now.
Sangfelder spins, and his shot is no good, and here comes Merrill. Merrill has 5 threes. Looking for number 6, and he's fouled on the shot. So Sam Merrill will shoot 3 free throws. The first foul called on Lexus Williams.
Well, Brito here just at the last. Yeah, it's good. Oh, fighting to get over that. Well, I will say this about Lexus Williams. He was fighting hard to get over the top of that screen, but he didn't have to stick his arm in and foul the shooter.
Merrill, a very good free throw shooter. In conference games, he shot 91% at the line.
Well, you're bad. You're a bad guy.
I just present the stats. I don't have any say as to whether it's going in or not.
I don't know, you do that a lot. I don't know.
That's because I'm the one that reads the stats. You don't read the stats.
I never do it.
One more free throw from Merrill as Leon Rice makes a couple of substitutions. You know, we met with Leon Rice for a long time before the game, and he said the #1 key tonight was defending the 3. Broncos have not done a good job of that, as Utah State is 8 for 15.
And let's say this, Boise State started out 4 of their first 5. They're only 2 for their last 6, so they've cooled off from the 3-point line.
The lead is 6 for Boise State. Jessup for 3. McEwen lost it out of bounds. That's a big wasted opportunity for the Aggies right there as the ball goes back to Boise State.
A little too hard to snatch. Tried to snatch it.
Perry back in, and Henson exits. Strange game with McEwen having just 5 points, and Hutchinson has only 6 points. Why don't you get on our producer, Ken Mack, because in our opening, he highlighted Hutchinson and McEwen, and they both struggled.
So we're saying he jinxed them?
You could make that point, can't you?
Yeah, I guess you can.
Right,
as long as you're not blaming me. I'll blame anybody you want.
6 minutes into the second half, it's Hutchinson. Tough shot inside, halfway down and out. Not his night.
And that's a point. That's a big time move.
Merrill, step back 3.
Whoa.
Yes!
Are you kidding?
Number 6 for Merrill.
He just shot over Dickinson. Dickinson too small for him.
1 away from tying his career high of 7 threes in a game. Hutchinson wide open for the answer. McEwen tracks it down. Utah State can tie the game with a 3. Merrill's had the hot hand. This time he drives to the hoop for 2. Sam Merrill has 22.
And you know, this zone that I thought they should have played a lot more of in the first half, they're playing it a lot now.
A 9-0 run by Utah State, and Leon Rice calls timeout for the Broncos. Sam Merrill lighting it up tonight for Utah State. He's got 22.
This guy's a good player. 6 out of 8 from the three-point line, and these ones in the second half have not been real easy. Step backs. He's got a great arc on his shot. That's a deep one right there. He's keeping Utah State in this game by himself. And once this guy McEwen gets going, we'll see what happens. But that zone defense has really stymied Boise State also.
Merrill's career high came earlier this year at New Mexico when he had 33. So he's 11 away from tying that. And it's a 1-point game as we approach 13 minutes to go. Williams for 3. Yes, what a night for Lexus Williams.
I mean, this guy's been unconscious.
He matches Merrill with 22 points.
Yeah, the only difference is he averages 9 a game.
Yeah, it's a big difference. Merrill averages 16. McEwen. And kicked out by Hutchison. Shot clock will go to 20. McEwen, dangerous pass. Merrill is fouled again, shooting the 3. Leon Rice thought it was all ball, but instead Merrill's headed back to the line.
Wow, that was a shaky pass that barely got through there. Yeah, it's a foul. Oh, yeah, that's a foul. Jessup was quite taken aback. Why, I couldn't tell you, but...
So 3 free throws for Merrill. Recently got engaged to Utah State soccer player Canyon Ward. So it's been a big run here for Sam.
I would say.
He's got 25 points, and it's back to a 1-point game.
And now they bring a little of this pressure. You see who's being the aggressor now. Chandler Hutchison has to get going.
Here's Hutchison. Right at Perry, now over him, and it won't go. Burrito, no. That would have given Utah State its first lead of the night.
And you know, Utah State has done a great job of getting back on defense this half, not really giving any transition to Boise State.
Instead of taken away by Perry. Great defensive play by Julian Perry, who is their top perimeter defender. It's Merrill. Jessup right on Merrill.
They got to try and deny him the ball, though. Don't let him catch it. Watch him slip in this screen. That time they switched it.
McEwen for the lead. Yes! And for the first time tonight, the Aggies have taken the lead. They're calling that a 2. They'll review it during the next timeout, but for now, it's a 1-point Utah State advantage.
You know, they're not attacking this zone at all. You got to get into the gaps, get somebody on the high post.
Williams step back 2. He is unconscious.
Nice screen on top that time of the zone. It's always good to screen the top of a 2-3 zone.
Career high, 24 points for Lexus Williams. Burrito for 3. Yes! A 30% three-point shooter, but Burrito connects. It's the 10th 3 of the night for the Aggies.
Well, they're just above their average already. 10 out of 17.
.58-56. Hutchison trying to get going. That'll wake him up. The jam for Chandler. And we're tied up.
He is explosive, athletic. And that was against a zone. He just dribbled it right into the gap. They got to be more aggressive with the dribble against this zone.
Merrill left alone, and he missed it.
That's the easiest one he's had tonight.
He's now 7 for 12 on the evening. Past the midway point of the second half.
Man-to-man now for Utah State.
In the corner, Jessup for three. It's good. That's a three-point barrage in Vegas. Teams have now combined for 18 threes tonight. And it goes out of bounds, but a foul is called on Zach Haney. And that takes us to a timeout. Back and forth we go.
Boy,
Merrill and Williams.
We're seeing threes, we're seeing it all.
You are watching Bracket Week presented by
The Mountain America Credit Union high-low game if you want to play. Or you can just watch on the screen right now. Carter, you ready to play? Yes. I said, who wants to play a game? Carter's parents shoved him out here in the aisle. Is the next number going to be higher or lower than 11? Lower. He says lower. Oh, 3. Is this one going to be higher or lower? Higher. Higher. Yes, 15. Higher or lower than 15? Lower. I don't know about that. No, unbelievable. Higher or lower? Higher. Higher. Yes. One more for the win. Higher or lower? Lower. He says lower. 18, you win. Carter, we've got a $25 gift certificate to CPK, the park down on Las Vegas Boulevard down by T-Mobile Arena. Nice job, brothers. Good job. Give Carter a big round of applause. And thank you to our friends at Mountain America Credit Union. Now let's sing a little. It's time for the karaoke camp. Thank you to the friends of Utah Brewers Company.
(61-58), Boise State in front of Utah State as we revisit, Steve, your keys to the game.
Well, stay in your lane. Boise State 20 points in the paint to Utah State's 12. Protect the glass. 19 rebounds. They're getting out rebounded, but they're not losing anything on the offensive glass. Air it out from the arc. Boise State started out on fire, 8 for 15 from 3, and stopped the M&M connection. 32 points, even though only 7 from McEwen. That's not really doing that.
Officials are looking at the monitor to determine if that Utah State shot was a 2 or a 3. It's a 2. Meanwhile, well, here's another look.
Yep.
See foot on the line.
Toe on the line.
Meanwhile, Boise State has tied the school record for most three-pointers made in a season. They've tied the 2014-2015 team with 297 threes.
It's a lot of threes.
And they lead by 3 as Jessup got a hand on it.
Great defense
And
by Jessup.
Burrito fouls him. Second foul on Burrito. And a great hustle play by the sophomore Jessup out of Longmont, Colorado.
That was a great steal and a great denial.
I want to thank our entire crew at CBS Sports Network. Game 3 of 4 here on CBS Sports Network today. Steve Lapis, Evan Washburn, our producer Ken Mack, director Mike Arnold. I'm Andrew Catalan. We thank you for joining us. We got more coming your way when we're done as Wyoming, the number 6 seed, takes on New Mexico, the 3 seed. That's slated for an 11:30 Eastern time start here on CBS Sports Network. Williams, not that time, tipped around and a foul. is called on Zach Haney.
That time Utah State back in that matchup zone. And Boise State in the zone of their own now.
Third foul on Haney. He goes to the bench. McEwen, Merrill, Taylor, Brito, and Brown on the floor for the Aggies. 8:45 to go. Winner advances to the semifinals. Brito, another three. Jessup. He's been a strong presence on the glass tonight. That's his 5th rebound. Williams for 3. George had it, lost it. Sangfelder tried to save it. Wow, last touch by Utah State. Tim Duryea does not exactly agree with that call. Take another look.
Yeah, that's off Utah State.
Yeah. Quinn Taylor touched it last. Hutchinson trying to go baseline on Taylor. Right at him, and there's the foul. Hutchinson to the ground hard. And now he'll shoot 2 free throws as Quinn Taylor just picked up his 4th foul.
But that's what Hutchinson is able to do. Great job of putting it on the ground. Taylor's got to get that foot, that right foot on the baseline to not allow this drive. If you make him go to the middle, you might get some help. If you let him go baseline, you're dead.
So here's Chandler Hutchinson, who's been limited to 8 points tonight on 2 of 7 shooting, but he is a perfect 4 of 4 from the free throw line.
He's a good-looking athlete, 6'7", long. He's got a great future ahead of him.
He's on track to become the first Boise State player to lead the team in points, rebounds, steals, and assists. He's their leader in all those categories right now. And one of just 10 currently in the country to do that as we check in with Evan.
Yeah, and a quick follow to that, something Leon Rice told us yesterday that I thought was interesting is that he's now the poster boy for this program on player development, something they can sell to recruits going forward.
Great point, Evan, and a turnover by Utah State.
Well, you know what? He wasn't very good as a freshman, and they were high on him, and, you know, that's just good defense there.
Out of bounds, and Tim Duryea feels like things aren't going his way. He calls a timeout.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Utah State band and the Utah State Spirit Squad.
.03 to go second half. Boise State's lead is 5 on Utah State as we welcome you back courtside with Steve Lapis. I'm Andrew Catalan. Still McEwen for Utah State has not been able to get going. How do they change that?
Well, he's got to really be more aggressive driving the ball to the basket, because that's really what he does best. He's a good three-point shooter, not great, but getting into the lane is what he needs to do. But now he's not being aggressive at all, and now Boise State doing a much better job of locating Merrill. I mean, he can't score on every single possession, so he's got to get some help, and McEwen's the guy.
He's got 7 points tonight. His season average is just under 16, and in Mountain West play, McEwen averaged 17 points per game, which was 9th best in the conference.
You know what the big thing is, Andrew? He's only taking 2 shots in 12 minutes.
Jessup deep three. Brown the rebound. Merrill trying to free up.
He's got to look to drive it. That was good help by Senkfelder that time.
Brown going right at Senkfelder, trying to go over him. And a foul is called.
Wow.
Senkfelder whistled for the foul. That's his second. And it will be 2 free throws for Utah State. A reminder coming up next on CBS Sports Network, the 3-6 matchup in the Mountain West Tournament. New Mexico and Wyoming. And the winner will go on to the semifinals tomorrow night on CBS Sports Network.
That is going to be a battle. 119-114, the last game they played in regulation. That's unbelievable.
That's a lot of points.
2 teams that want to play fast and furious. And New Mexico, the pressingest team in America.
And both fan bases appear to have traveled well, as we can see the yellow shirts of Wyoming starting to fill in, and the Lobo fans always travel well. Senkfelder, corner 3 is good. And now a new school record for Boise State. Their 298th 3 of the year.
Yeah, that was a good defense by Dargentin. He's got to get out on that.
Dargentin nearly lost it. 10 on the shot clock. Perry triple. His third! Julian Perry had 10 threes all year. He's got 3 tonight.
No, we're getting performances from a lot of guys that normally don't perform like that.
9 points for Perry. The lead is 3 for the Broncos. Utah State not going away in Vegas. Senkfelder wants 3 more.
Good box outs.
Dargentin the rebound. Here comes McEwen. McEwen dribbling behind the back, steps into a 3. And ties the game at 66.
That's the toughest shot he's taken all night.
Second tie tonight. Boise State led by as many as 13. That lead is gone with 6 minutes to go. Jessup catch and shoot 3. And an offensive rebound for Senkfelder. He'll bring it back out. Hutchinson going right around. Oh, baby Chandler Hutchinson.
How explosive was that?
Broncos back in front. Dargentin trying to answer, and he's fouled going up. With 5.5 to play, Alex Dargentin will go to the line.
Well, McEwen here, this is a tough shot, well contested by Dickinson, knocks it out, and then Chandler Hutchinson. I'm just going by everybody.
Hutchinson now has a dozen, 28th time this year he's been in double figures. Dargentin just a 65% free throw shooter, but he makes the first. Lexus Williams back in the game as Dickinson leaves along with George.
You know, Merrill got him to this point, but now other people starting to step up for Utah State.
Tied up. Inside 5.5 to play.
And here's that matchup zone again. You see everybody pointing. They look like they're playing man-to-man. Trying to fool you to make you stand around on offense.
Williams lost it. Merrill couldn't pick it up, though. 10 to shoot. Williams, no shot. A foul on the floor. Team foul number 6 on Utah State. Hutchison again attacking. This time he comes up short. Merrill's had the hot hand with 25 points. Merrill, that's a 2. It's no good.
Tough shot.
Told you right off the top. Boise State on the NCAA tournament bubble. They cannot afford to lose this game in the quarterfinals to Utah State. They've got their hands full with 4.5 to go. Hobbs fakes the 3. Over to Williams, who steps into a 3. He's starting to cool off a little bit.
Yeah, he's missed his last 4.
Merrill has been on the floor the majority of the night. Breathing a little heavy.
They should try and get a pick and roll at McEwen.
Brown for 3. And a foul called on Boise State. It'll be a 1-and-1 for Utah State when we come back. All tied at 68.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Jersey Mike's Subs. Be a sub above. And by Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Reach for Reese's. College basketball on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Jersey Mike's Subs. Be a sub above. And by Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Reach for Reese's.
Back in Vegas, let's recap the game right now with the AT&T game summary. Tied at 68. Merrill with 25 for the Aggies. Williams has scored a career-high 24 for the Broncos. And that's what March is all about, right? 4 minutes to go, tie game, let's go.
Utah State needs to win this entire tournament, but the way they shoot the ball, we said that in the beginning, when you shoot the ball like way they do, you always have a chance. 12 for 21 from the three-point line today. Boise State's three-point defense has not been up to snuff today.
1-and-1 for Alex Dargington, and he makes the front end. Utah State is 11 of 13 at the free throw line, and Boise State is 15 for 16. Both teams have done a great job. One more for the senior, and he makes them both. 2-point lead. Utah State, the number 7 seed. They've been in the Mountain West. This is now their 6th year. They have never been past the quarterfinals of the Mountain West tournament. If they win tonight, it'll be the furthest they've gone since joining the Mountain West.
And this defense has Boise State really standing around a lot. They're not sure if it's man, they're not sure if it's zone. Utah State does a pretty good job of disguising.
Shot clock at 1, and Williams can't get it to go, but a big offensive board for Haney. Jessup 3, yes! What a swing right there!
You knew Jessup was making that as soon as he caught it. He stepped into that pass. His momentum was going exactly where it should. You knew that was down.
Third 3 of the night for Jessup. A bad pass. Utah State gets away with it. A near turnover. Here's Merrill with 10 to shoot. Nearly a steal by Jessup. And now McEwen's 3 won't go. Inside 3 to go. Hutchison over to Jessup. Shot fake and a travel is called on Justinian Jessup. Some hesitation by the official. Leon Rice thought it was a foul, and instead the ball goes back to Utah State.
Well, I think it was a foul. The question is, did he travel first? But you see offensive rebounds leading to 3. Zach Haney, what a great job on that one.
Each team with 10 turnovers, 2:45 to go. And a travel on Brown. So you want to be a head coach.
That's what, I'm just thinking the same thing. I'm looking at Tim Duria and I'm saying, this poor guy.
Ball goes back to the Broncos. 2:40 to go. Hutchison around McEwen. Oh, what a strong take. Chandler Hutchison has come alive down the stretch.
He's great with the ball with both hands. He really can put it on the ground.
The lead is 3. Perry. Offensive foul.
Well, this is a great move. He goes to the left so well. So athletic.
And here's the offensive foul.
Yes.
Hutchison goes to the ground.
It's pretty easy.
A spot in the Mountain West Tournament semifinals is on the line with 2 minutes to play. Boise State led by as many as 13. Right now the lead is 3 and an illegal screen. This has been wild the last few minutes with these calls. And the ball's going back to the Aggies. Foul number 4 on Zach Haney. And he's going to come out. Sangfelder returns. He also has 4 fouls.
They've got to find a way to get Merrill open on this possession. He has not really been involved in his offense lately. As good a game as he's had, got 25 points, but lately not doing much. Got to move around a little bit more.
McEwen for 3. We're tied at 73.
Well, we talked about McEwen getting going, and now he's making some plays.
He's got 13. 90 seconds to go.
You got to find a way to get Chandler Hutchison the ball.
He's got it. Looking to attack. Hutchison, jumper, won't go, and the rebound to McEwen.
Well, he's got to make that one. Everything but the shot.
Utah State, the number 7 seed in the Mountain West Tournament. Tied with Boise State as we approach 1 minute to play. Brown, nice dish. Taylor reverses to Merrill, and it won't go. They fight for the rebound and a foul.
What a great pass to Merrill. He was so wide open. I got to think he was a little surprised. That was a tremendous pass to your best player.
Foul is on Marcus Dickinson of Boise State. Don't forget, coming up next, we turn things over to the studio as CBS Sports Network gives you the inside scoop of everything going on in the world of college basketball. It's Inside College Basketball, Bracket Week presented by Kubota on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Brown makes the first free throw. That was the 10th team foul on Boise State. So one more for Brown.
You know, Andrew, even though Hutchison has missed some of those drives, you got to get him the ball. Oh, wow, over the back.
Over the back is called on McEwen.
On a free throw.
And that's going to be a 1-and-1 for Boise State.
Yeah, I mean, he gave him a little shove, he did. But
third foul on McEwen. 1-and-1 for Hutchison.
that was a huge play.
Tonight, Hutchison is 6 for 6 at the free throw line. Each team with 2 timeouts remaining and 57 seconds on the clock. And Haney's going to come back in. He's had a couple of offensive rebounds tonight. And now critical free throws for Chandler Hutchison.
Nope.
Missed it. His first miss, and the rebound to Utah State.
Well, they got to try and run this thing down as far as they can and get something going to the basket.
McEwen looking for direction from his head coach, Tim Duryea. Utah State trying to get to the Mountain West semifinals for the first time.
You got to get in McEwen's hands.
It's Merrill, catch and shoot 3. It's good! Sam, I am! And it's a 4-point Aggie lead. 30 seconds to go. Williams for the answer, no. Tipped around, Haney has it. Haney lays it in. And Leon Rice calls timeout with 24 seconds to go.
I'll tell you what, I saw Merrill coming off that screen, and I did not think he was going to be open, and he was at the last second. What a great shot. Watch Merrill here. That's a great down screen, and he curls. He reads how he's being guarded. He's got a smaller guy on him, Lexus Williams, and that contest is not going to bother a guy at 6'5" like that. You see the difference in size.
He just tied his career high with his 7th 3 of the game. Merrill has 28 points, and he's 7 of 10 from deep.
Well, Boise State obviously has got to set up their pressure, and they've got to foul.
The 7 threes by Merrill is also tied for the second most in a Mountain West tournament game. As you see, our game reset. Utah State ball, they lead by 2. With 24 seconds on the clock, the possession arrow favors Boise State.
And Merrill and McEwen are both, Merrill's an unbelievable free throw shooter. McEwen is a 72% free throw shooter. So get it into one of their hands, especially Merrill, if you can. But Boise State does not have time to be picky. They're going to have to try one trap and foul right away.
It's a Boise State team, as we chronicled earlier, that has really struggled in the Mountain West tournament. They've lost in the quarterfinals in 5 of their 7 Mountain West tournaments. Lost in their first game each of the last 2 years. So trying to avoid a 3rd straight year where they've gone one and done at the Mountain West tournament here in Vegas.
Interesting they've got Merrill taking the ball out. I would think that you'd want him inbounds since he's the best free throw shooter they have.
Merrill is looking deep. Now gets it in, and it goes out of bounds. And it's a turnover! Boise State basketball!
They sent McEwen long. Merrill didn't want to throw it. He was open. They throw it into the deep corner. That is the worst place you can throw a ball in this situation. The worst. That is really bad execution on offense. Wrong guy taking the ball out of bounds, in my opinion, and throwing it to the exact wrong place on the court. You got to throw that in the middle of the floor so that kind of a trap and you don't get stuck in the corner like that.
Officials will go to the monitor. They have that right inside 2 minutes to see who last touched the basketball. Did it hit
Wow.
Brown's foot?
Or was he out already?
Or was it already out?
Or was Brown out of bounds? Where it doesn't matter if he's out of bounds already. That's a tough one. They called the ball for
Boise State
State's
basketball.
ball.
Wow.
See, I don't know if Brown is in bounds. When the ball is hit off of Brown's foot, I don't know, that left foot was still in bounds.
Looks like it's, yeah.
Yeah, then it's off him.
I think it's off Brown.
That's Boise State ball. If Brown's foot were out of bounds, it would have been the other way.
Right. And they're saying white ball. It's Boise State basketball. Boise State basketball, 22 seconds to go. They trail by 2. Mentioned this earlier, Lexus Williams has hit 2 big shots at the buzzer this year for Boise State. Something to remember if it comes down to that. And he's had the hot hand tonight. Merrill got a hand on it and steals it. Oh, what a play by Sam Merrill. And there's the foul. No! A tie-up. And the possession arrow favors Boise State. Unbelievable.
And Boise State makes the same exact mistake that Utah State just made.
McEwen just stood there. And the ball goes right back to the Broncos. 16 seconds to play.
At least they didn't throw it in the corner that time.
Hutchison drives. Hutchison, tough shot. No good. Rebound to McEwen, and he's fouled with 7.6 to go. McEwen will get 2 free throws and has a chance to put this one away.
And they got it to the guy they wanted to. He just has not been right from the beginning of the game. When he sat all that time in the first half with those 2 fouls, he just never has gotten into the flow. Looked like maybe for a while he was, but he didn't.
Tonight at the free throw line, Kobe McEwen is 1 for 2. And that's a big miss. It will be a 1-possession game, make or miss for McEwen.
Well, Utah State, if they go up 3, they have to foul when the ball gets to half court because it'll probably be under 5 seconds. You're up 3, you got to foul. If they're only up 2, they're going to have to play defense. And if I'm Boise State, drive it.
Free throw is good. And Utah State calls timeout with 7.6 to go. And you can be sure that's exactly what they'll be discussing when to foul, if that's what Tim Duryea wants to do.
Well, you want to make them throw the ball into the backcourt so that way when they get it up to half court, it is under 5 seconds. If they throw a dart into the front court, you still have to foul. I'm not a big fan of fouling with over 5 seconds, but in this situation, if there's 6 and they throw it to the front court, you got to foul. You can't risk a team that shoots threes like them getting up a 3.
Boise State right on the NCAA tournament bubble, but this will certainly knock them off if they don't find a way to beat Utah State, the number 7 seed in the Mountain West tournament.
And you know, as a coach, you're the coach of Boise State, you're kind of at somebody else's mercy, because if they decide to foul, put it this way, Leon Rice is sitting there saying, gee, I hope they don't foul. And you know what? That's out of your control. They're going to foul you, and you're going to have to miss that second free throw and get a rebound.
Hutchison will inbound.
Whoa.
And before we go, we have a whistle.
Oh, that was perfect. They were going to be able to foul Lexus Williams at half court, and there would be 5 seconds to go.
Utah State called another timeout. So now the Aggies do not have one remaining with 7.6 to go.
I mean, this is the absolute perfect situation to foul him because you're coming out of a timeout on top of it. It's not like the kids have to do it on the fly. You can tell them right now exactly what you want to do. and make sure you don't foul him on the shot.
What a win this would be for the Aggies. And Tim Duryea in his 3rd season as head coach. And a chance to knock off number 2-seeded Boise State here in the Mountain West quarterfinals.
They should hope that they bring it into the backcourt again, just like they just did. Oh, that's even better.
To Williams.
Foul him.
Back to Hutchison. They didn't foul.
They didn't foul.
Hutchison puts up a 3. It's no good. Tipped up, and that's it. Utah State with the upset here in Vegas. Another look at the final play.
I don't know why you would trap that. Why would you trap in the backcourt and give a look like that to the best player in the league? Somebody has to explain that to me. They got away with murder there.
Utah State is the first 7th seed to reach the semifinals since 2006 when Wyoming made it. And for Boise State, their NCAA tournament bubble likely just popped in a big way as they are headed home once again in the quarterfinals of the Mountain West tournament.
And they were in control of this thing the whole first half.
Led by as many as 13, but it's Utah State moving on to